Hello, my name is Francis Fox, and I'm a trained remote viewer. All my psychic skills are developed. I was born in a research hospital because supposedly it had been foretold that I was going to have incredible psychic gifts. Apparently, that was the case. So here we are today. I'm in the United States. Mind control victim, still not out from under. Kind of bored. I've been waiting a lot of years for people to wake up. And they have woken up to my situation in the sense of, oh, gee, that's true. They haven't woken up to their situation. In other words, you have not opened up to your situation. What am I talking about? There's stuff going on in the other dimensions that you're not aware of. 1999, I decided to put together a class having to do with keeping your prosperity or creating it in the midst of chaos because I knew it was going to come. We're here already. We're here. So we're going to be spending more time doing that mantra and emphasizing that. You know that I sketch you when you come in before you start to do mantras. This does not look good. This is how you look today as a collective. The collective having to do with the people that are here. You know, like an average. This is what you look like. We haven't done this before. I don't know what this is because I didn't think I'd be sketching this. Or if not, I would have also diagnosed it. So I'm going to diagnose it when we do the first mantra. But now I'm going to throw something else at you, which you're not going to be happy with. But at some point, you're going to have to deal with the reality of what's going on in the other dimensions because you're still arguing about whether ATs exist. How? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Not that there's not a lot of nice, intelligent, well-meaning people that have seen it and have shared through the centuries. This is like the only country where if you see something, not lately, but like say 10 years ago, before that, you would hide it because people would think less of you. In other countries, people share that. They've made us ashamed of believing in stuff that's off the planet. That's really convenient for the bad people because they're not controlling us today on the physical dimension, even though they do stuff there also. They're controlling us from other dimensions, or they're not allowing us to prepare ourselves for what's coming down the pike. And this may be part of it because not so sure about that other dimensional stuff. So 2 years ago, we work with a lot of spiritual beings. We don't call them in. They just show up to our mantrista chats when we're doing important work and they pitch in, which is what your religions teach you. You call in the angels, you call in Jesus Christ, you ask for help, you banish spirits that show up in the name of Christ. Well, kind of the same thing, except we didn't generally ask for it. So a couple years ago, the Virgin de Guadalupe, La Virgen de Guadalupe from Mexico, told us that we should pay attention to our belly buttons. Okay, we were in the midst of a massive confrontation with our enemies, and that certainly was like our belly buttons in the middle of a war. So anyway, I think by now you know that I was able to decipher why the movie The Matrix was so important. So look what they have in The Matrix. They invade through the portal of the belly button. Being it that the other invasions that they talk about in The Matrix, I am telling you are accurate. And my group, we're working on cutting them and removing them. We already found that everybody has an implant of mind streams in the back of the liver. We also found that we all have implants in the back of the heart. The back of the liver one is not so easy to deal with. The one in back of the heart, when you cut it the way you do fallopian tubes, when you don't want the woman to have any more children, the difference is massive. The frequency change in the person, because what's coming in through those implants is really ugly stuff. So the movie The Matrix tells us the belly button, and we go, oh my God, that's awful. And then the Virgin tells us this 2 years ago, and we go, almost like, that's like inappropriate right now. We're in the middle of a war, not inappropriate. Why am I throwing this out to you? Because I actually don't know how to get to you. The gap between what's actually happening in the other dimensions and what you are willing to accept is very, very, very big. You need to move along. It's not just that there are spirits. You don't even accept that. How can that be? You love all the movies about ghosts. What? It's just a entertainment? Your kid tells you there's a ghost in his bedroom or there's something and you just brush it off. You're going to be really sorry that you did that. I suggest you get really serious about these things. We have not had this before. What is this? I don't know, but it's not good. But let's go ahead and let's start with the mantra that should be able to help you with your mood, which means that the part of you that creates, together with the mind streams, which is your astral spirit body, let's help that part of you, your spirit, to be less burdened by emotions that you have not dealt with, because that's basically what the issue is. So then your intentions that you want to have play out, there's more of a chance of it playing out. So we're going to do this mantra, and you are first going to assess yourself from 1 to 10. How do you feel today? 1 is you want to slit your wrist, you feel terrible, and 10 is you feel great. I don't feel great today for several reasons. Number 1, yeah, the war did start. You guys will find out about it later. Later, maybe 3 days, maybe a month. And number 2, I was with people who have massive depressions. Smiles on their faces, but massive depressions. And there's a residue here that I'm feeding off of. And it's too close to nighttime for me to open the windows and let the breeze take it out. So I'm doing all my mantrista music and I'm doing my mantras. But I am reminding myself that I have a choice as to who I allow in my home and who I allow in my life. And I can feel sorry for people and want to take care of people, but I need to take care of myself first. If not, I won't be able to help anybody. You need to remember that also. So from 1 to 10, how do you feel? And if you're able to pinpoint why you don't feel great, that's great. If not, it doesn't really matter. We're going to go ahead and do the gold dress again. And there you go. Nice and shiny. There's just a piece at the bottom that for me is not nice and shiny. And I'm going to get the music and we're going to start with the therapy music that should help, but I don't really know because I have not seen this before. Now, I understand that was a solar wave, a solar flare that hit us. And there's another one on the way here. Is that what this is? Don't think so because it's black, not red. But I'll try to figure it out while you're doing 10 minutes of the mantra that is up on screen that you repeat in silence and you expel your breath through your mouth. And let's see if we can't get you willing to incorporate what has been known about since the planet began. How can we admire the Egyptians? How can we look at what they did to the dead bodies of the pharaohs and not be more curious about what they were actually doing? Why on earth would they keep a body like that? Why? Because attached to this body are several other bodies. And those are the ones they want to conserve. How did the Mayans evolve so gracefully that it's a big question mark in archaeology as to what happened to them? They knew about the other bodies and they took care of them. How is it that there are people that can create miracles? They don't create them. via their physical body. How is this whole thing about these superpowers? It's not because your muscles are going to be stronger. It's your bodies in the other dimensions, which is what we're trying to teach you. But you got to stop being a slowpoke. That doesn't mean you throw money at me. That means you take your belief system and you go and you put it here and you take all this other information and you don't make it operational. You accept it as information that's backed by thousands of years of people saying the same thing. And you let it sit there and you add more, you add more, you add more. And you allow yourself to believe in something that in this part of the world, if you believed in it before, you were considered low IQ, stupid, uneducated, superstitious. That was all to control you. And they did a really good job. So let's go ahead and do 10 minutes. And I'm going to be trying to figure out what those black lines are. They don't look good. We're not really getting any place. We're better. We started like this, don't know what that is. And then we came to this. This looks like some kind of a protection. This is not what we've looked like all these other weeks. So we're going to go ahead and go to the mantra that purifies the hate and fear, which is the basis for war, and seems to give us a triangle of protection, the way the Egyptians gave the pharaohs that they buried in the tombs. It's a triangle. That triangle represents the lower three chakras. The upper three energy centers, crown, third eye, and throat, are other dimensional. So when you die, not that big a deal, because what dies is your physical. But the lower three chakras, which are represented by the triangle with the apex pointed up, those do need protection, and the Egyptians protected them by putting that physical body into a pyramid. So let's go ahead and do the mantra that appears to give us the same protection, which is a green pyramid around us. And I will sketch it. And immediately when there is a change, I will show you. What else is going on? I have no idea, though I will try to ask the dolphins now while you're doing the mantra. Mantras are repeated silently. You expel the breath through your mouth. Mantras are devices by definition that liberate the mind. The mind creates reality, and it does get all knotted up. That's in the Lord's Prayer, the original one in Aramaic. That didn't go by the Greek translation. Interesting. You know how many times I've said it and other people have said it and hasn't made any difference with the masses? Okay. No, you came in as a collective looking like this. And then you got a little better. Looks like a protection up there. Now you look like this, like something is pushing us all down, because this includes me, and flattening us. I don't get it. And I'm not getting any explanation. So give me a second to collect myself. You're going to have to wait a second. I have to ask the dolphins, and I'm not coordinated enough to. You're just going to have to be patient. Okay, I'm asking the dolphins what the blankety blank is going on. I know my sketches are accurate. And I don't have the issue of, oh, people aren't going to like that. Let me modify it a little bit. I was never allowed to do that, and I don't allow myself to do that. So I said, what is going on? And they said, it's a big frequency shift. And so I said, what do I say? Frequency shift tonight. Lots of water and no hate. So the mantra that we were doing to purify the hate and the fear is the mantra that will make the most difference. So we're not getting caught up here the way we were when you came in. Once we started to do mantras, you're no longer cut up. So I think I'm going to change the music to the music for the crown chakras, for the upper chakras. The ascension process has a lot to do with that. I was going to say I can sketch somebody and find out, but I did sketch. I did 3 sketches, and you're seeing what it's showing. So let's go back to this same mantra that you repeat in silence, and let me go ahead and choose a different music. Not that it should make any difference if we're into a frequency shifts are not like ascension and that's it. You change one frequency. It's a process, and apparently we're in a big process tonight. It makes sense to me because it seems like everything has come to a head on the physical dimension, certainly in this country. I think other countries also having to do with confronting of groups of people. We would say they're evil and we're the light. We're not so sure about all of that, but certainly a confrontation. So let's go ahead and go back to that. I'm going to choose a different music, and then we'll just be 10 minutes, and then we will let it go. Because I'm not going to start inventing information just to make it look like I have a grip on what's happening, because I don't. We've never been through an ascension process. Definitely in the ascension process. This is your physical body. Your spirit is detaching. And this is Jacob's ladder, which is going up to the higher frequencies. So we are in a process. And let's just continue with this mantra and with this music. We're definitely separating from our physical. This is an opening other frequencies, not associated with the sun. The sun was supposed to be our father. And several years ago, when I lived in Grove Island, I was sitting on the beach. I went, oh my God, the sun just got invaded. And of course, that sounds completely crazy. But because of my training, if I get something, I have no reason to question it. It's information. And then a couple years after that, science said that something had happened to the sun, that there was something the matter with it, like the sun was sick. So the sun is no longer our father because it was invaded the same way we're invaded. So we're going someplace. This is a frequency shift tonight, apparently. Our astral bodies are going to be separated. And how interesting that starting yesterday or the day before, it was so much easier for me to deal with people astrally. I had an issue yesterday, just a happening. And while I was with a group of people, one of the person's spirit came up to me and said, listen, I really like you a lot, but there's this problem, and I think maybe you need to take care of this. The spirit talked to me and my spirit. And I went, okay. So then a couple minutes later, I, physical body personality, said to the person's physical body personality, listen, I think it would be a good idea if I did this. And she looked at me and she said, well, that sounds like a good idea. But it was her astral spirit that had told me that several minutes earlier. But it was so easy. And then last night in our group that we get together at 8:15, we've been getting together for a long time, several hundred people. At the end, when I gave them a healing on their heart chakra, which is where bad spirits tie us all up in the back so that we can't use it as an exit point for the ascension process or for anything, I said, why doesn't everybody come with their spirits to the back of your heart chakras and I'll be there and I'll fix it and we'll all be there together. And they did. And it was a very pleasant experience. There was no, oh my God, I don't know how to do this, even though I'm sure a lot of the people there was thinking, I've never done this before. But it seems to be very easy to slip into astral mode, remembering that your astral spirit is composed of particles of emotion. And according to Hinduism, those particles are a force. And when they say, may the force be with you, what they're saying is, we're hoping that your physical body and your personality is aligned with your astral emotional body. May the force be with you, because when it is, you become very powerful. So, how about if we end this with me giving you all a healing in the back of your heart chakra? Heart chakra, center of the chest. I'm going to be back there, and you are going to consciously intend on going back to the back of your heart chakra. And I'll be there, and a lot of other people too. And I'll give you the healing. And then we will end it. I'm going to change the music to where it would be appropriate. And Medusas in metaphysics have been considered to be very intelligent. Now, science has been saying for a long time that they're conscious beings and that they're incredibly intelligent and evolved. They are. Okay, so we're going to do this. I'm going to give you healing in the back of your heart chakra. And at some point, I'll put on the chat, can you breathe better? Because when I open that up, people tell me they breathe better. They can feel a difference immediately. Okay? But just show up now in your spirit form. Okay? What does this have to do with prosperity? I have no idea. I have to give you what I get. I can't try to put it all together to where it makes sense because I'm sure we're missing a ton of information. So you need to know that what I'm saying you can trust, including when I say, I don't know what the hell's going on. Right now, I ask the dolphins. This is part of the ascension process. That's why we look so weird. Okay? So what are we going to do in terms of mantra? Give me a second. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do the one, my heart is broken. Please, God, help us with our intention. Estella, can you put it up on? Please, God, help us with our intention to ascend miraculously like the Mayans. Okay? Please, God, help us with our intention to ascend gracefully like the Mayans. The Mayans were the only people on planet Earth's history that were able to ascend gracefully without trauma. Okay. And the same mantra, you repeat it silently, you expel the breath through your mouth. Join me now, your spirit, behind your heart chakra. I'll be there working. Okay. I had a figure come up to me and say, once you've figured out the implants from Orion, then the game is over. And it's true. The movie The Matrix showed us implants, and we thought it was just simply a movie that for some reason all of us got very caught up with. 1999, 24 years ago. Those are the implants. And it has been less than 3 weeks since I discovered that those implants are very real. We all have one in back of the liver, another one in back of the heart, another one in back of the neck, and probably many others. And patterns that human beings have that we've taken for granted, such as when you have a child, they separate from you. And then when they grow up, they basically disconnect to a great extent and go off on their own. That's simply the way it is on planet Earth. That was not the way it was supposed to be. We were supposed to stay all interconnected, deeply interconnected, one aura. Whereas now, when you have a child and that child is born, for the first 3 months, you have a connected aura, but little by little, there's a disconnect. And at the end of 3 months, that child is totally independent. We accepted that. That's the way humans are. It's the way humans are because of programming. Discover the programming, you can cut it, and things can be the way they're supposed to be. So I guess what that being just said to me was, you discovered the implants. You figured out the matrix message. Therefore, the whole game is over. That's the information that I have. Is this going to kill my ability for professional business people to listen to me? Can't help it. I have to give you what I got. And I'm going to remind you, you can be prosperous in the midst of chaos. Because I think at some level, we're going to go into chaos. Okay? But we will all find out. I'll be back on Monday unless something really dramatic happens over the weekend. I will be back here on Monday and we will go back to sketching what's going on with you and the collective. Okay? My name is Frances Fox and I love you a lot.